Our forefathers came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. As usual, once we start this program, you can pick up your telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any topical issue of the day. We fear no subject matter. We express our views and opinions on any issue. And we encourage our participants and those who listen to us and those who make comments. We don't like rules. We encourage people to be respectful to one another. We don't have to tear down individuals, but we must always discuss issues. I believe we can address the challenges we have in our country. We have the talents, we have the ability, but we must change our attitude and prepare to sit down and discuss issues and respect one another's opinion. We are on Sister Isle Radio in Kareku and Real FM and YouTube. And our brothers and sisters in the diaspora and in every creek and corner, in Got and Mamakan and Mongfan and Conference, and all the individuals who listen to us on a regular basis. You are welcome, and your comments are highly appreciated. The number to call is 4420175. The biggest issue now in Grenada is the budget. Government has just read the first budget by the Prime Minister Dick Mitchell of the NDC. That is his first budget. They have just delivered a budget, 1.3 billion. And by and large, it seems that a lot of people in Grenada seems comfortable with the budget. And as I say to individuals, every time a budget is delivered, you must ask yourself, what is in this budget for me? What is in this budget for the people in my area? What is in the budget for the community? The trade union will be asking themselves, what is in the budget for our members? The Chamber of Commerce will be asking themselves, what is in the budget for the members of the business community? Different interest groups always try to find out what is in the budget. And that is why government in recent times have discussion in different countries and different creek and corner to get a view and to reflect people's interests. I have said I have listened to the budget presentation and I've gone through some of the figures, and in my opinion, I believe this budget is not in the interest of the people who falls in the lower income group. There's a lot of people in Grenada that will be comfortable and happy and satisfied with the budget. The fact that there will be tax grace, a tax pardon, a number of people who owe government tax will be very happy, very comfortable with it. The business community, companies, individuals would love to get a clean slate. And that is an opportunity to save thousands of dollars. Because if you think tax is bad, it's the penalty that is harsh. Sometimes people shy away from paying tax when they are late because of the penalty imposed. And if you get a break on the penalty, that is good. There are some people in the public service that might be very glad. Nurses, I believe, getting an additional $6,000 a month, if I understand that. And that might be very good. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, welcome.
This morning I listening to some people impressed. I'm impressed of the budget. Mr. Pierre, it don't look like Grenadians. Don't listen, they don't read, and they don't have understanding. If they listen, they say they never custom listen Kit Mitchell budget. At least it on GDN. Certain people calling they impressed of the budget. And if you ask them what is the figure, what is for them, what is for the community, what is for the country, nobody can say nothing. The only thing they must be like to hear the condom. And this is a condom budget. If people listen, what Kit Mitchell put in, it put for the less fortunate and for the rich person. Everybody gets a little dollar in that budget. Here, the impressive budget of what? What the budget? If I make my coconut oil and I sell my coconut oil, anybody go come and tell me it's too expensive, you don't want it, I go. That's how it is. But I listen, some of us, like if they, a lot of them don't know the figure what's saying there, you know. They don't care if it are nothing for them. But they impressed of the budget. I go on GBN and I listen some of them. They don't call much on Shaggy Station. You check it out? But Mr. Pierre, trust me. January coming, we go see it, you know. We go see it. We impressed, we go see it. Here how they're telling the people and them. They tell the nurses we go pump them. Here how they brainwash them. They go give them $500. They permanent. And they still saying they impressed of the budget.
Yes,
and up to now, I listen what Kit Mitchell say, and I listen that budget today, and I see that budget is not for a poor man budget, it's a rich man budget. Have a blessed day.
Yes, scholar. Not necessarily a rich man, but the people in the higher income group, companies, would benefit immensely from this budget. But where the people in the lower income strata concerned, that budget will be a disaster for them. Not only the budget, the National Democratic Congress policy seems not sensitive to the concerns and the needs of the people in the lower income group. The people who are involved in the Imani program, and why I call this one first. This program is existing over perhaps 20 years. And that is a program that got the most battering from the National Democratic Congress in the country. In 2008, they changed the name and they fired over half the workers. And after 10 years, the National Democratic Congress come back in power. They don't have a substitute for that program. They don't have a substitute. They say they have to reimagine. So they don't do it yet. But yet, they announced that workers who is over 35 years, people who are involved in the program, and over 35 years, December is their last. And I think we must repeat that constantly, because the National Democratic Congress seems to be well staffed with social media warriors denying the facts. Could you imagine? Individuals in the program, they were told that come December, you would not be employed. So December month is the last. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah. You mentioned something about $6,000 per month, but I think I'm mistaken with it per year.
It's a year, $500.
Yeah.
It's $6,000 per year.
For a month, and so
$500 a month, $12,560. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my concern about the talking about the beverage, the sugar intent beverage. Well, I find they should, if they have to contact the company and say, well, not no company creator with at least if you are supposed to drop it by 50% less sugar, and they could delay company. But I find they should raise that, because the internet says for people to drink local, and then you increase. You take out the cap and the sugar. I think sugar, I think sugar was zero rated item, one of the items.
It was zero rated, and it was $160 a pound for a lot of years.
Yeah. So So when you calculate and you get actually 5%, so that 20%, so sugar might go about $4.00 per pound. So how a person go choose that to make some juice for the children or to eat something and to go and buy a berry? The guy in the people show like a tree, you're going to go look at the tree like ice cream to drink, like all these things and more costly with that thing. As I say, that would affect the poor one. The guy who concerned about health, I would like to see how they address the marijuana situation, because you say the rum and the cigarette and the thing like you put a pressure on those who drinking. So I want to see how you go address the marijuana situation. That's what I was to say. You guys say something you go elaborate in the presentation, but I don't know. I don't know nothing about marijuana, but I'm waiting for you to elaborate on in the presentation. But I find that kind of fishy for me, because you don't hear say nothing about that, and I don't expect no big chatting about the marijuana. Be honest with you, I don't expect that, because if you put so much pressure on cigarette and rum and thing, and if you so concerned about health, I guess you go concerned about the marijuana introduction too. So take care, Mr. Pierre. Have a good day.
Yes, and as you talk about sugar, I think the government is using the tax not as a sin tax, not as a punishment tax, to say we do not want people to use sugar. It is used to generate income. And that's why I say this budget is a disaster for the people in the lower income group. It's a disaster for the people in the lower income group. You put tax on sugar, so it means that all the people who are involved in confectionaries, that is, sugar is one of the components, that price is going to go up. Ice cream price is going to go up. The action by the government is going to stunt the local cottage industry that is already weak. Because now they will be competing with the snacks, the imported snacks and imported issue. But the government didn't say they're going to put tax on the snacks. I don't know if they're going to put tax on malt, because it said sugar and carbonated products. But what's about the snacks in the shop that has a lot of sugar? The chocolate. Would you put tax on it? So the purpose of the tax, I do not believe it have anything to do with health. But it has to do, government continue to pressure the lower income group at the expense of the people in the higher income group. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good morning.
Yes, caller, go right ahead.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, I called to talk about the budget. Mr. Pierre, when you look at the budget, nothing to receive an honorarium of $500 per month for 12 months starting January, Mr. Pierre. 8,000 allocated for public library modernization project, Mr. Pierre. You also have 22.8 million allocated for Imani program, Mr. Pierre. You know that? Mr. Pierre, they have 11.6 million has been budgeted for housing in 2023.
Caller.
Yes.
Caller.
You hearing me?
Caller.
I'm hearing you, sir.
You are aware that the Imani was told that those over 35 would lose their job in January?
I heard that.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Mr. Pierre, they have an increase in the pensionable age to 65 on a phase basis will first transmit to age 61, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre, they also have an increase VAT for carbonated beverage and removal of sugar from zero-rated VAT listing, Mr. Pierre.
Caller, who does these things is more detrimental to? Who it affects the most?
Mr. Pierre.
Caller, that is why I said that the policies of the NDC is a disaster for the people in the lower income group.
So
every time the NDC come in power, every time they target the people in the lower income group for punishment. Every time, caller. Every time they come in power. So the Imanis, you have high unemployment in a country. and you have a program that provides opportunities, jobs, income for over 3,000 people. And caller, what is the justification? What is the reason for firing them? Tell me, caller.
I'm not saying it's right to
Caller, we're going to contribute to increase in violence in Grenada. What we're going to have is more crime. The people in the lower income group, over 600 of them are facing Christmas holidays without a job. All the Imani over 35, they were told they're going to receive letters by the end of December. So that means they don't have a job in January. Caller, what is the justification for that?
Mr. Pierre.
What is the justification for that?
Mr. Pierre, they did say, the government said, the new administration said that they will transform the Imani.
Caller. Deacon Mitchell say it is restorative justice.
Right.
Caller, how you could take people and fire them from their job in front of Christmas?
Mr. Pierre, you're saying that once you...
Caller, is that true? What I'm saying is true. I encourage you to challenge me anytime you hear me say something that you're not absolutely know is true.
But you see, we need the government side to come and speak.
Then who prevent them from speaking? They're hiding from the press. Who prevent them from speaking?
Right, listen. We are hearing only from the opposition.
Caller. You and I, we have to be real, because you know that this situation that is developing will cause more predial larceny. It's going to cause greater violence in the society and more breakdown of the country for the people in the lower economic group.
You're right.
Caller, the government gave nurses $6,000 per year. What's about the Adleys in the hospital? What's about the people in the hospital who do the laundry? What's about the anesthesiologists? What's about the stenographers? What's about the lab technician? You see how the government is fracturing the country? Caller, you see how the government is fracturing the country?
You think so?
So if you give the nurses more money, you expect the elderly to work harder? You expect the cooks in the hospital to work harder? You expect the anesthesiologist to work harder? You expect the lab technician to work harder?
So you're saying it's only the nurses getting that pay?
What the government is doing is fracturing the system. When you have that, I don't know where you was in the revolution, I want to talk to you all the time. But this is what the revolution did. They fractured the system. And when you fracture a system, Caller, it's hard to bring it back. Yeah. Look at what the government did. They give the teachers the money that they did not work for. After the teachers declare war on children, they refuse to go to the school.
So that's why the NMP in the position they are today.
Why they in the position? Because
they refuse to give the teachers the money.
So, Caller, do you agree with these things?
Mr. Pierre.
Caller, do you agree with these things?
Stick a point.
No, you remember, you have an opportunity to make your statement. When you ask me question, you don't even want me finish answer. You asking me question and you're running away. The same way the present government running away from questions.
Mr. Pierre, it was around Christmas, Mr. Pierre, and it was wrong to dock the teacher's salary at the time.
Caller. The court said it was not wrong. They went to court and they lost the case. There was a case in Trinidad too, they lost it. If you don't work for 9 days, do you expect pay? Caller, Mr. Blaze they did not pay workers for the time they strike in 89. 2 days. And workers never make an issue about that. Just as how you could withhold your labor. Yes. The employer could withhold your pay.
The union should have what they call some fund.
If we don't stand up for the truth, what is going to happen in this country is we're going to cause social decadence. Yeah. You have 600 people who had their job, who believe Deacon when he said he go make them permanent. He lied for them. It's under 6 months of he coming into government, they lost their job.
Yes.
The very Imani that they told we made a political mistake the last time when we fire you. We won't fire you again. We're going to make you permanent. Now Dick Mitchell informed them that those over 35 years, in January, they'll be out of job. Is that right, Color?
Yeah, I heard of you.
Color, don't say you heard as if you didn't hear. Is that right?
It's not right.
Okay, let's
but
go.
Mr. Pierre, what you have to say about the 18 million budget for seed program? What do you have to say on that?
Color,
In this budget?
Color, the seed program, I don't expect the NDC to do nothing different. That is why I said NDC is a disaster for people in the lower income group. Now, when NDC came in power in 2008, they fired a number of elderly people from the seed program. 5 of them was from Parklet. You know what they do now, Color? They ask people to re-register. And one of the individuals that I know well, her daughter went to re-register, but the daughter is accused of being green. So they tell the daughter they got to visit her in she home.
Yeah.
Color, is that right?
Mr. People, I don't have
Color,
facts.
is that right?
I don't have facts to back up.
I
what
know you
say.
don't have facts. That is why I want to challenge William Joseph. I want him to come up and investigate that case. Because William Joseph is on the net speaking about the good people. We the good people. You know, when Anders said, we the good people, I really thought was a mistake he made. And I am soft on politician. So I expect him to correct it after and say, all of us in St. Patrick is good. But now William joined, we the good people. You see the problem we have in this country?
Yeah. Mr. Pierre, what your view on the minimum wage will be reviewed, Mr. Pierre? So here, Mr. Pierre, minimum wage order to be reviewed. Occupational health and safety to be prioritized. A project will be launched to rehabilitate government building with 30 million coming from the World Bank, Mr. Pierre. Government currently spend approximately 3 million in renting office space. Mr. Pierre, that's good initiative, that's good.
Caller, the budget that remember, I'm the one on the radio for the longest while complimenting the Ministry of Finance for being a very productive ministry. I'm certain you heard me say that. The Ministry of Finance, the police, and the government pharmacists. The problem with Dick Mitchell is that he has drawn a line of demarcation in Grenada. Between the people, he draw a bright line, a line of demarcation. You could clearly see it. Between the people in the lower income group and those in the higher income group. And I believe while the budget is good for some people, for instance, the businessmen get a tax break. Nurses get $6,000 per annum, but the anesthesiologist, the lab technician, the person who doing the laundry, the stenographers get nothing. So what Deacon has done is to draw a line, a clear line between who he wants to help and who he wants to collect tax from. So the tax on sugar is a tax to generate income so that he could provide, he could meet the responsibilities of those in the higher group. What we're doing in this country is to draw in a line between those who have and those who hardly have. And it's going to cause serious problem for us.
Yes. And Mr. Pierre, for me to end, you know the Prime Minister is out of state for a high-level meeting in Barbados.
The Prime Minister has been flying like a tourist since in the last 6 months. I've lost track, Carla. When he went in Tobago was important too. I lost track of the Prime Minister flying. I don't even bother with that again. This is the the modus operandi of the National Democratic Congress is to fly regular.
But Mr. Pierre, hold on. This is the 8th summit of the heads of state of government of the Caribbean community. CARICOM.
One of the things I don't do, Caller, one of the things I don't do, there are certain actions government take, I don't comment on it. I don't comment on government trying to run the ministry. Even if I have little doubts about it, I give it a chance to perform. But when I see government do fundamental things that's going to have serious consequences later, I speak about. So if the Prime Minister want to travel every Monday morning, I don't worry that.
But this is this is very important.
I'm not objecting to where the Prime Minister go. I'm not objecting to who he go with and who is the entourage.
So he's out today.
It's not important to me.
He's out because he got to represent you, Mr. Pierre. You are a citizen of Grenada.
Well,
he goes to represent you and me now.
I'm not objecting to that. We don't have an issue there.
Mr. Pierre.
I'm not taking issue with you on that.
He got to negotiate.
So let's go back to more important things.
But that is important, Mr. Pierre.
All right, caller, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, my brother.
Hello.
One of the challenges we have with the budget, and one of the sad stories we have in Grenada, and it is compounded by the National Democratic Congress, is the dismissive way in which we treat people in the lower income group. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, with due respect to you, you are allowing this caller to take up too much time on your program. This is a strategy.
I know. He's
buying time so that callers who is not on his side of this thing will take up more. He would not have enough time in the program.
One of the ways
it is time that you give this man about 2 minutes and cut him out.
Yeah.
We as supporters, we are getting upset with that.
Yeah.
He is a ignoramus.
No.
Who has no
Caller.
The man has no what me, Mr. Pierre?
Yes, but caller.
The man has no intestinal fortitude.
Caller, we always have to be tolerant to one another. The level of bitterness and hate I see in this country. I mean, this morning somebody said to me, "You're an old man, get out of the radio." And I didn't even bother to respond to him. So
all people has virtue.
Yeah. And this
all
is
people. When I meet a guy the last time and he tell me, "You planting coconut, you go live to seed." I say, "Who plant those I enjoy now?" Yoshimoto. Thank you, Mr. Pedro.
We have to constantly encourage people to be tolerant to one another. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon. Mr. P, I was listening to the budget yesterday, and the Prime Minister presenting the budget. And some of the things he talk about, you want to see. I will name 3. He said, putting people first, the basic right of all citizens, respect for the youth and for people. Mr. P, if we say we put people first, everybody have to go, try to put everybody first. But what we see going on, like some people putting first and some people like they staying back. And I always say for we to go forward, every Grenadian have a right. And the government purpose is to make sure every citizen life better. But you cannot say you put people first. But when you're getting rid of some people from finding from the work, they don't come into crime. Right? It is right for every citizen to find a job, to help develop their life. And Mr. Peggy, when you look again, you respect the seniors, you respect people meeting out, the supporters of the NDC. Because like come on, like you can't. If you speak and say something, people are ready, on their lot to call and respect the seniors.
And caller, one of the ways we deal with this is while we be tolerant to them, we continue to make our voice heard. And when we call programs, we share programs. Some of us who are on the internet could subscribe to the programs because they're on social media and they're gallivanting and they're trying to intimidate others. But we cannot criticize them for being intolerant and then we are not tolerant. It's a tricky line.
Absolutely respect.
Yeah, we must
everybody had to
respect
show
them.
respect.
Even if they
Right?
are
Because
disrespectful to us, we must show them respect.
you have to show respect.
Yes.
You have to show,
It's a
show
tough
respect.
task, but
That's my
it could be
policy.
done.
Yeah, because I always say you cannot fight fire with fire. When somebody tries to disrespect you, to win them, you have to show respect to
You
them.
do
You have
what
to
is
show love to
right
them.
at all times.
What is right.
And that's why I
Right?
always
But
challenge them to take me on if I'm saying something that is not true. Yeah?
yeah. Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
Okay?
scholar. Thank you.
All right.
I think yes, scholar, welcome. We have a caller on the line, caller, welcome. We're not hearing your caller. Yeah. You have to try and call back. It is very important when we have a yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead, Rich.
I'm listening to the program. And I've listened to the gentleman that yap all the time. If he listen to you attentively, he would learn and understand. If he listen to you attentively, he would learn and understand. Making the Imanis, transforming the Imanis to what? To what? How is he going to transform them? From able-bodied workers to disable them so they have no job? He does not say what he's going to do. You're going to transform the Imani to what? In January, where are they going to start to work? What are they going to do? What have you provided for them to earn an income? 35 years and over. Aren't they people with responsibility? They have children. Those who you have in cabinet, all of them is 35 years and under. You don't have over 35 years and earning over $2,000 a month. So what happened to the money? They don't have children to feed. They don't have grandparents to feed. They don't have parents to feed. Come on. That gentleman, maybe he don't have children. Maybe he don't have a family. He must be living alone. He must be the only survivor of his family. So he has nothing to think about. Come on. Thank you.
Yes, scholar. Sometimes I'm amazed at the level of bitterness and hate that the National Democratic Congress have for the people involved in the Imani program. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Mr.
scholar,
Pierre.
welcome.
What amazes me is the level of hypocrisy and the level of bitterness, as you just said, that persons who are supporting the National Democratic Congress display, and they display it a lot on social media. The world are looking at them, and the things that they're saying about their own Grenadian fellow men and women. It is very disheartening. It's very disheartening. It's about time the election has come and done. From June 23rd, they continue to call the NMP supporters so much names. I saw a program where Dr. Gawi was the host, well, not the host, but one of the persons who appeared on GBN and was supposed to give something like a rebuttal of the budget, like, or his input as to what he thinks about the budget. And Stevenson Worm, I think, was very disrespectful, because if a summary wasn't given or the budget statement wasn't given to the opposition, how do they expect them to respond to the budget? The budget doesn't only include the 30-something thousand people who voted for NDC. It encompasses the whole of Grenada. And if you're talking about transformation, it means that you must have everyone collectively on board to contribute in whatever way to see the transformation. So this transformational talk that's going on with the NDC, they need to stop it. They need to stop fooling
Caller, I
themselves.
don't think they would stop it. That is in the NDC DNA. I don't think they would stop.
It is in the DNA, and NMP supporters just need to just ignore a lot of them and just forget about them and move on, because you know what? Yes, we are not hurt. We NMP people are not hurt. The thing about it is the wrongs that are happening. And when we speak about it,
but we must not stop speaking about it.
They call us all sorts of names.
We must not stop speaking about it. No.
When they behave arrogant, we're just going to leave them, let them die in the arrogance. That's what's going to happen. Some people are just wicked and vindictive, and they will die in it, and there is a place for them. So, you know,
Yes, caller.
they can talk about mental health. I think a lot of persons in the NDC need mental health, critical mental health. It's urgently needed. Dr. Pancho probably need to have to volunteer his service to help a lot of them back there with that. And even in the diaspora, some of them are so sick, it is absurd. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
I was on social. One of the guys in the diaspora on my program, I always try to avoid personal attacks. So when somebody attacked me personally, I tend not to bother with them. We could always differ in opinions, but we must be respectful to one another and avoid personal attacks. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good evening to you, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yeah, I just want to make one little
Go
point.
right ahead.
I could recall maybe the time when Dr. Mitchell took up the post of Minister of Youth at a meeting at the stadium. He said he never knew there was people who is emailing at 35 years. The money was from 18 years and the cutoff time was 35. Is you asking the
Caller, let me give you a correction here.
Yeah,
The Imani program starts with people up to 39 years.
39.
Yes, and I've said that a lot because United Nations say youth is between 0 to 24, 15 to 24. Most countries, including the trade union, consider youth up to 35. And the NNP say when they started the Imani, they was taken up to 39.
Up to 39.
And that's why when you hear a politician is speaking off script and they make a blunder, normally I don't really go after them, because when you're speaking off script, like how I speak now, sometimes you make mistakes. But the Imani program always involves people up to 39. Now this start at 39. You start at 39. So they have people 40, 50 in Imani. Imani is going on for over 20 years. The NDC hate the Imani program for 20 years. Yet they don't have an alternative. Could you imagine?
Let me finish. I don't want to...
Go ahead.
Because
go right ahead. Go ahead.
I think
go ahead.
Right to be annoyed because it was too long on your program.
Go ahead, caller.
So
Go
let
ahead.
me just tell you. Is you say, that you should make the Imani and them permanent too.
Well, Deacon said
that.
that.
You have a real problem. Your thing is that the people on the road, the contractors on the road, they should be permanent. This set of everybody in Grenada should be permanent.
Deacon told them that. Deacon told them that.
Mr. Pierre.
Caller, Deacon said that.
He's not talking about
Caller, Deacon
talking about no road workers.
Caller,
talking about established people.
Caller, I could post. Caller,
Monday to Thursday conducting a program, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre, when you go on the program, try to be honest and stop taking sides. What I got to do is stop listening to you. Because sometimes I might call your program and I might say something I don't have the right to say. Come on, Mr. Pierre. The ex-prime minister said he never knew he had people over 35 on the program. You want Imani to where do you want him to go at?
All right, thank you, caller.
Man, I gone.
Thank you. You see, and this is what is important in Grenada. You see, during the revolution, we had people sat down in the lab. They had people in the sat down in the lab and they make propaganda. And now individuals is trying to tell you that Deacon Mitchell did not say he is going to make Imani permanent. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. All right, we lost that caller. Caller? Caller, you're there? All right, give us a try again. Try again, caller, because we don't want to lose anybody, right? This is the challenge we have. Deacon Mitchell said he's going to make them permanent. But even if he didn't make them permanent, he is firing them. Over 600 workers lose their job. The Imani was told, and we have to go into salaries, because, yes, caller, welcome. All right, we have a caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Go ahead, caller.
Regarding the Imanis, you said that they were told don't report back in after December.
There was a meeting with some of them, and they were told if you over 35, you're going to get a letter to end your service. Don't come back in January. One of them asked them, if I don't get the letter.
Is there a site or somewhere that I could find that information?
Caller,
is it posted anywhere?
Caller, I'm giving you information that I'm prepared to back up. If you don't believe, all you have to do is to go to the Imani desk and find out. Normally what we do, caller, let me tell you how we operate. Let me tell you how we operate. When I speak about workers here, I either speak to them personally or get a letter from them. So I would speak to people who are involved in the program personally. And I want to speak to more than one. And then I come and say what I say.
Mr. Pierre, I've spoken to about 5 Imani workers, and they couldn't tell me where that information could be found.
Okay, caller, you're very lucky. Maybe those you speak to, they didn't give them the information yet.
So can you post it on the
caller? I speak program, and if you have information, I will come back and change my position. If you don't have information, I provoke discussion, so discuss the issue. The individuals were told in a meeting that if you over 35, we will give you a letter you cannot return in January. They asked the question, what happens if we don't get the letter? Should we come back in January? They said, you're going to get the letter. So that's the information.
The 5 that I spoke. Should I believe the 5 that I spoke to?
I don't know who you want to believe. Believe what you want. Because what we do here, caller, I do my own research to have the courage of my conviction to be able to come on radio and speak.
I want to do my research.
Then you try and go and do
find that information.
Do it. Caller, you did not hear. Caller, you did not hear Deacon said there is no need for a parallel public service. They should make permanent. They should be made permanent.
I'm talking about the Imanis right now. Why?
Then
let's not deviate.
Perhaps you should go back to the program we had on Friday. I think we had a posting on it that might help you. Go back and listen to the extension on Friday. Either Friday this week or the last Friday, and you're going to see where the voice was posted. You're going to even see the post where Deacon was saying it is illegal, it is lawless, and he would change it with a stroke of a pen. That post is there too. So try that, caller.
I'm trying to find the post about the Imanis.
Go to the program we had the last on Friday. In the extension, I was involved in it. And you're going to see.
Why can't you tell me?
All right, caller, thank you very much. Caller, right now you're just wasting my time. Thank you. Yes. This caller trying to see how he could consume some time. I'm extremely tolerant with you. I'm willing to deal with you, but if I don't have information to post to you, you have not sent me your number. I'm speaking on a program where I do not post clips. And you do not believe what I say, then do your research. And I think it is very important because of the attitude. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Pierre. Good morning, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre, can you get some clips to pay for these people to hear?
Well, we'll have to do that on Friday. On Friday.
You have to play clips.
No, I don't play clips on my program. I don't play clips on my program. My program is 1 hour. I encourage people just punch. Sometimes they're wasting time asking me questions. Just punch. So I don't play clips.
They're deliberately doing that.
I know. That's why playing clips wouldn't help. You remember what I think was Jesus Christ tell Lazarus? Tell the man, he said, even if people come back from the dead, you wouldn't believe. This is the propaganda strategy of the National Democratic Congress.
Yes.
They look into the face of the young people. They lie for them. And then they're saying they didn't lie.
But you know what they're doing now? Delay tactic.
Well, yes,
but want the people to call in.
But what you could do is to always share our program and encourage people to listen it, and that delaying tactics going to bounce back. Yeah?
I do that all the time
Yes.
in Brooklyn, yes.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah. I think it's a budget must reach out to the majority of people. No matter what the government say, the people who normally put the government in power is the people in the lower income group. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
my brother, welcome.
Yes. I was listening to that program, and that is one of the tactics these guys are using. The man look at them people in the face in St. Mark's, and he told any man, when the young lady asked him the question, he said he will make them prominent. He said it was a disgrace with the farm administration to what they are doing to them and taking advantage on them. No, they're trying to see what they could twist up and try to twist up things in what man must say. Thank God the eclipse what the man said, you know.
Caller, they always do that. Yeah.
You understand? So that you trying to tactic, they're trying to make wrong right. But you can make wrong right. Wrong is wrong. If a man eye black, he black. If he red, he red. If a man drinking rum, you go say soft drink. You understand? And that is one of the things. Mr. Pierre, I listened to the budget yesterday. One of the only things I ask myself, where are the financing? Where are the finance? How that man financing all these things? Where are you getting the money from?
Caller, he's financing the program by taxing the poor. He's taxing the people in the lower income group. That is why he put a tax on sugar. So all this, the people who making cheap ice cream, the poor of the poor is why he taxing. That is why he give nurses $6,000, but he did not give the people doing the laundry. He did not give the cooks. He did not give the cleaners in the hospital. During COVID-19, the people who was cleaning, the people who washing clothes was even more at risk than the nurses. Yes. But he give the nurses. Yes, but he don't give the cleaners and the cooks.
I was listening. I thought he'd give police something. Well, I thought he'd talk about the ganja. He didn't spoke about it.
Well, remember, one of the challenges with our society, we don't speak to our children. We go and listen to the written word. But what's about the spoken word? And your children don't know your history. When Deacon... Yes, caller, thank you.
Okay.
When Deacon raised the nurse's salary, add $6,000 a year, is it an increase on the salary? Or is it a one-off every year that they could lose? In 1971-72, when the unions went to Eric Gary sat down in the negotiation and he told the union he is not satisfied with somebody's salary that some category is getting. And in some cases, somebody category of workers' salary was practically doubled. But he did it in the negotiation. The government did not go to the union for negotiation. They gave nurses $6,000. Is it part of the salary, or is it on the side of the thing every month? Yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, Brother Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
And how are you today?
Great, man, good.
Yeah, I just have two quick questions for you.
Go right ahead.
We're almost at the end of the program.
Yeah.
Exactly how does the Imani program work presently? Is it a job or is it a training program?
It is a combination of everything. It's a training program. It is a job. It is a means to provide income for people. A number of them get chance to go to university. Some of them leave the Imani and they turn managers. So the government employed over 3,000 young people in a training program to go for 2 years. They might start them with $700 for those who have no secondary subjects, let me put it that way. And they might give $800, $900 based upon the qualification you have. Some of the workers, some of them go there and they are cooks or cleaners. So government would send them to different schools or government places where they have vacancies or they have places they could put them. Some of them remain there for years. Some of them salary of some Imani is $1,400. Some of the workers who work in gas station and supermarket, they're not making $1,000 a month. So as long as there are opportunities for the Imani to move out of the program, some voluntarily move out anytime they could get an income better. And because of the sluggish nature of employment or unemployment is tough in Grenada, you have people kind of stuck in the Imani.
You mentioned some of the Imanis, for example, work in gas station.
No. Caller. I said some of them work in schools. I just make a comparison with salaries the Imani have with salaries in supermarket and gas stations. I don't know if you have an Imani working in gas station that government paying. I don't think so. But I'm not certain.
Because my view of a training program is that if you say that you're pursuing a training program, usually it's for a certain fixed period.
It's supposed to be for 2 years.
And so after the 2 years, if you train even as a substitute teacher or whatever, after the training, then you should probably matriculate to another level.
But if there is if you go in the Imani as a trainee teacher, you might go there and you don't have maths or you don't have the adequate subject, but you want to be a teacher, you have some subject. So you might be attached to that school. But even perhaps when you get the qualification, there is no vacancy in the school. So that person might stay in the school, they might get a job where there is a vacancy in another school. But they may well stay in that school for years as a trainee.
You see, the reason I ask this question, the impression I'm getting from listening to Brother Deacon is that he is simply trying to reconfigure the program and make it more of a sort of fixed training whereby people can acquire skills and other types of training so that, you know, when after a certain period, you know, that I've done 2 years training in whatever field, and then after that I could be an apprentice to somebody or be on my own rather than just ad infinitum being, you know, regarded as a $800 a month or $200 a month training. The Imani program.
Caller, we have to remember that during the COVID-19, the hotel industry grind to a halt. St. George's University operating at a trickle. So this program is also to some extent social programs. So as long as you don't grow the economy, then you're going to have high unemployment. And the Imani program takes on over 3,000 people. And some of the income range based upon the salary that they have. The movement out of the Imani program is sluggish because the job market is sluggish.
And if you say that the movement is sluggish, would you be against someone trying to reform it so that they can make it less sluggish?
No.
Because you recognize that it's sluggish.
I support reforming it, but I don't support firing the people and send them home. And that is what the government is doing. They're firing people, and some of the others, one of the individuals did the CVQ grade 1 or whatever grade she did. So that doesn't mean that people are not trying. But let us suppose somebody is working in close proximity to where they live, and they're making 1,003 from the Imani program, and they're working there. Then you throw them out. But they don't have a bigger job, a better job to do.
Yeah, because it seems to me that if you have a fixed period for training, then after you have finished training, you should move on to then getting a job.
And if you
rather
did,
than continuing to be recognized as an Imani
Caller, we reach to the end of the program, but it's
Thank
a
you
good.
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think some time have to be spent to explain because Deacon Mitchell and the NDC is tricking the public. They are tricking the public. They deceive this group of workers. The National Democratic Congress had 10 years from 2013 to determine what they want to do with the money. If you want to reconfigure it, If you want to reinvent it, if you want to change the name, you're supposed to come up with a program now. What the NDC is doing is firing the people that they promised to make permanent. This is why I say this budget is good for some people. But for the people, particularly in the lower income group, this budget is a disaster. And based upon the NDC policy and the attitude to the people in the lower income group and the political victimization attitude, we're going to cause more social decadence in this country. You're going to have more issues with predial larceny, more sexual crimes, and any crimes associated with high unemployment. We are facing the Christmas and over 600 people that didn't promise to make permanent if fired. Some of these people have been working with government between 3 to 17 years. Between 3 to 17 years. The union said 18. But one of the letters that I read out is 17. And didn't fire them without explanation. And now he raised the tax on sugar. And this tax is not for any health issue. It is a tax to generate income. So he's disadvantaging the people in the weaker bracket in society to butter people in the higher bracket. That spells trouble. But you don't have to believe me. You could discuss the issue more, and you could look at what's going on in Trinidad and Jamaica, and our crime rate in Grenada is much lower than them. So you're going to expect the crime rate in Grenada to increase significantly. We're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another program of On Target. Thank you.
Sing of your Caribbean pride.